Hello everyone and welcome to QualityOldGames. Today we are having part 12 of the Iberian Infantry Challenge campaign, or Iberian Infantry only challenge campaign in Rome Total War. And I think our assassins are still trying to get some practice. And if I remember correctly, we should have one assassin somewhere around here. He was rather efficient at taking down the Julii generals. Spy, there is Body Nelcart, the killer. So, okay, so Publius the Angry seems to be, okay, there is only slight garrison over there. So let's see if we can take Ariminum and Arretium. We could get Rome. So basically, we don't need to take the whole of Italy. We only need to take Rome. And then we could perhaps focus on the, say, a bit weaker targets. And as this is becoming rather Mare Nostrum, I think we can try to get rid of the pirate navies as well.
The sea is yours, great lord. Out of moves, sire. Yes, mighty lord. Ready to sail. Ships ready. Set sail. Ships ready. Ships ready. Yes, mighty lord.
Okay, and let's hope we can keep Cordoba in check. Overall, I think we are having some issues with public order. So it will be interesting to see if we can actually start breaking even at some point. But at the same time, we are rather low on money. So some extra... Is it denarii in the game? Wouldn't help. And they were chasing us. So let's hope we pull back. Yeah, we pulled back exactly where we want to. So this might be a chance to get to Britain. Carthage is besieged, but I think we could be able to keep those guys out. And we are still making losses, but now, okay, we do have maximum amount of taxes. Okay, that should be rather easy pickings. And what we are worried about is that especially the Scipii will get some ideas about setting sail. Thapsus is rather weakly defended, but we do have that Numidian navy somewhere nearby. I guess the troops were landed once again, so... I'm not sure if we can take them on over there. What's that? Pirate navy? But I think rather soon we can begin to move our navies over this region over here, and that means that we can cut back some of the expenses. So that the angry guy over there... So what would be the probabilities? Okay. They are rather... Perhaps we could take down Publius the Angry. And we have these other assassins over here. And he's just... Fortunately, we don't need to buy his upkeep anymore.
He shall be extinguished.
Okay, so I think this guy could actually begin to achieve something. I'm a bit worried about those troops, but now
Mighty general. Aye, great lord.
we cannot board over there.
Mighty general.
That's a shame.
Yes, mighty lord.
Let's hope that the Briton Navy will leave us be.
Aye, great lord.
So perhaps next turn we can get across. That's really annoying setback. I'm a bit worried about
Ready.
this army. Mostly missile units, and we do have bodyguard. So perhaps we could take him down. Ariminum.
Prepare for battle.
The garrison is not that great. So perhaps we should and could take it. Aritium will fall eventually, but we need the money. So basically, I think even if there is some risks involved, we need to strike for Ariminum. And of course we need to take care of Mediolanum. I don't like a Gaul, rather strong Gaul stronghold in the middle of our areas, because they can stab us in the back. But first things first.
On my orders. Units. Units, fire at will.
And now the question is, which is the best way to get to the walls? Even though the garrison is not that strong, it's strong enough to cause us some difficulties. I think the wall over here is a good place. And still another one over here. And then we just need to decide from which direction to send in the troops. Basically these guys. So let's put them over there, and fortunately they don't probably have any ballista towers over here, so yeah. Okay, that's only peasants. Good. On this wall, probably nothing. So even our Iberian Infantry should be able to clear these guys. Okay, and these regions are free to take.
Towers have reached the walls. Now the enemy cannot hide behind these pitiful walls.
Okay, there was one eager infantry guy. Okay, they are broken. Good. Now we just need to take the towers ASAP. Good.
The cowardly enemy have lost the wall. Send your troops and take the rest of the settlement.
So is the whole gang over here? No, that's only one guy. So where are the rest of you guys? Okay, over there. Let's take this tower then next. And I think we can actually speed up things a bit. And let's go to take those walls over there. That's ours. And this gateway will soon be ours as well. And hopefully we can hit the enemies here rather well. Okay, looking good. This will be critical one to take so that we can inflict more damage on the enemy, as they are wandering around there. And let's take these just in case. And at least we can demolish some buildings, so I think we will have at least some money. Even if it's not going to be quite as much as we could be hoping for. But overall, we have inflicted half of their strength as casualties without getting too much into melee. And it seems the towers are still doing our work over here. So they do have Iberian Infantry as well. Pretty much those chariots are the worst opponents at the moment. Who's firing at you? Guess some tower. Let's get a bit further back. Because we don't really have... Yeah, I guess it's that tower over there. I guess we can wait a while longer. Especially for those chariots to suffer losses. Okay. Time to go in. Except for you. Someone firing at us from somewhere. Okay, and we do have hoplites. Let's head over there. Okay, good. They're breaking. And they're exhausted, so we should be able to catch them rather easily. Perhaps not with all of you. Oh, let's actually catch those hoplites, because I don't want to fight against them in the city center. Okay, some chariots still over there. What's in here? Okay, some Scythian horse archers. Oh, there are foundries, or foundry, or at least armorer in here. That's good news.
Iberian Infantry! Units, march!
And perhaps we can leave one of you guys to deal with the enemy general. Or at least make sure that it doesn't accidentally kill our general. So militia cavalry, Velite gladiators could be some bad news. Egyptian chariot general, okay. Guess that makes sense. So much for him.
Has been killed. Now we will see the measure of his soldiers' courage. Iberian Infantry units.
And let's get you guys into form over there. Okay, we are beating the hoplites. Oh, they were only hoplites, so not armored hoplites. That's a good thing. Those gladiators are taking a beating. Yeah, you could take down the last one as well. I mean, very good. And then take down the cavalry over there. And I think we can speed up things a bit. And they have some reinforcements coming this way. Okay, that's one Scythian horse archer. And we have still some gladiators making a valiant last stand. Fortunately, only were those Velite gladiators, so nothing too difficult. And that's a really nice stronghold for us. Catapult range and hippodrome, we can get rid of both of those. We can raise taxis. We can retrain. Let's actually combine the troops whenever we can.
My liege. Mighty general. Orders? My liege. My liege.
Okay, so let's retrain the weakest units first. And perhaps we could even send
Sire.
some of these guys to help with the siege of Ariminum. They have horse archers, skirmishers, noble cavalry, eastern infantry, gladiators, chariots. Yeah.
Orders?
I think haste
My liege.
over here
Mighty general. My liege.
will be quite useful.
Mighty general, move out, merging armies. Prepare for battle. Besieging
And
settlement.
it's better that way.
Settlement under siege, sir.
Okay, and some public order issues over here.
Aye, great lord, mighty general.
And Cordoba. We need to boost the public order over there as well. Execution square. Oh, councilors chambers. Yeah, we need those.
Aye, great
And then
lord, ready to sail.
I'm a bit worried about that, so let's think about it a bit later.
Mighty general.
We just
Prepare for
started
battle.
that siege, so now we can make execution square over here, train some additional troops, retrain some others, and here, yeah,
General. Sire.
this is what's left of the disastrous attempt to land on near Croton. Okay, so we still have some money to spend. Secret Police HQ. I guess troops will actually be the better choice, especially here in Italy. Could we actually train troops in Alicia? I think we now can. That's at least something. And then this one over here.
Ships ready.
We could of course try to besiege Stingy and then wait for these guys to attack us. That might actually be the
Yes,
better
mighty
course
lord.
of action.
Disembark.
And here we could even get high ground advantage. So the garrison is rather weak, and this army should be relatively weak as well, especially against cavalry. Then again, we shouldn't underestimate those Numidian javelin men. They have proven to be quite nasty, beating Iberian Infantry, and they were actually assaulting the wall. So that's rather nice of them. 2 generals and some not so good units. I think we will try to take the good captain over here first. So a bit from the back left. And actually taking this settlement should provide quite a bit of income for us too. So a bit to the left, in the back. We don't actually... Okay, so that's the direction, I think.
Move out! The enemy
Almost.
have brought up more men!
Skirmishers,
Send them to
okay.
the afterlife! Quickly!
So do we have woods? Yes, we do. But unfortunately, our position regarding the woods is far from optimal. Could we rush over? No, we cannot. Okay. So we need to face the cavalry on open ground. Not a good thing.
Units, charge! Enemy cowards, run! Drive them from the battlefield!
So, if we win the battle, the settlement is ours.
Now we will see the measure
Of course, we
of
will bring
soldiers'
plague
courage.
into it, but I guess we just have to live with that. Relatively deep formations should be beneficial against cavalry, especially on this right flank, as there is that other general unit. I'm not too worried about that rebel over there. On the other hand, that general can also cause some issues. So all of our troops are fresh.
Iberian Infantry! Attack quickly!
General!
Get back in position!
General! Run!
Okay, so much for the troops holding.
Hurry! Attack quickly! General, hurry!
Okay, you go there to help. And you take care of the enemy general.
Shows his value. He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
Okay, and that's it. Since they are rebels, we don't need to wipe them out.
And all the sweet
Glorious victory! Our ships are under attack!
Okay, Caralis is secure.
We have conquered!
Okay. I don't know who that guy was, but I guess he was someone. Guess some extra trade. at some point would be a good idea. Let's get rid of the practice range and stables. Okay, there are some Brutier forces now on Thapsus. Not good news.
My eyes are yours.
I kill to please you. Death approaches.
I serve your will. Spying.
Oh, you were supposed to spy on the Roman general. Well, no matter.
Assassin ready.
Orders! Sire, leaving the army. Orders, sire. Sire!
Well, I guess we should be able to get that settlement even with auto-resolve.
Attack!
And the casualties weren't too horrible either.
This land is ours.
So the next target will be Rome. And I think that actually
Orders, sire. Sire.
one of the armies, or rather this settlement, will block that SPQR army rather nicely. And it will be your task to take Rome. And we need to be decisive. Yeah. So practically we do have one turn
Orders, sire.
to besiege it before reinforcements arrive. Unless, of course, the Scipii decide to join the fray.
Orders, mighty general.
So
Orders,
basically you go over there,
move out.
begin the siege,
Besieging settlement, sir.
and then you guys
Sir.
come along. We can lower taxes a bit more.
My liege, march. My liege, my liege, mighty general. Sire, sire. Orders. Orders, sire, sire. March.
Okay, that's sizable army. Of course, 2 Roman armored bodyguards is no joke, but at the same time I think it should be doable. In Patavium we are training troops, good. In Segesta we are training troops, we could raise taxes a bit more. And raise an army to take Mediolanum here in the north. So, we are finally getting across, and the spy could check that there are no
Ready
enemy
to sail. Aye, my lord.
troops nearby.
No more moves, sire.
Condate Redonum is having issues. So basically, we need to train some troops to actually reinforce the public order in most of the settlements here. I think those investments will be actually worth it. And we will send 1 unit from Alasia
Forward. No more moves,
there. And the siege here is actually
Prepare for battle.
proceeding rather well.
Glorious victory. This land is ours.
Oh. I guess that was a bit of a mistake.
Ready to sail. Prepare to engage. Victory. Set sail. No more moves, sire. Ships ready. Make ready for combat. We are supreme.
No army on board. That one at the very least.
We are supreme. Aye, my lord. Ships ready. Yes, mighty lord. No more moves, sire. Aye, great lord. Aye, great lord. Aye, my lord. Out of moves, sire. Ready to sail. Set sail! Moves depleted, sire!
I think we will bring these guys to help Carthage once
Ships ready!
we get rid of plague. And it seems
Aye, my
Carthage has gotten rid of plague. So we could actually send this guy with some reinforcements to help. At the same time, Croton is still waiting for picking.
Ships ready! Ships ready! Aye, great lord! Aye, my lord! Out of moves, sire!
As
Aye,
well as
great lord.
Tarentum.
Yes, mighty lord!
It's going to be a rough... Oh, I don't like that one bit.
Mighty general!
Mighty general.
March! Orders! Boarding!
Sire. Sire.
Ready to sail!
So now the question is, can we actually besiege it
Yes, mighty
straight
lord.
away?
Sire!
Yes, we can.
Forward! Engage
No, we cannot.
the enemy! Besieging
Probably.
settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir! Aye, great lord! Yes, mighty lord!
Leaving the army. All ashore.
Okay,
No
well,
more moves, sire. Mighty general.
we will do what we can.
We can't do that, sire! Onward! Ready to sail! Ships ready!
So at the moment we are at 25 regions, halfway there, and probably we will have Rome. Next turn, I guess you can go to try to assassinate some Scipii.
Dead man! I obey.
Anything else we could do? Have you tried to assassinate?
Ready. Death approaches.
Okay, let's begin with the spy. Not really sure about this. Oh, they did have another army. Well, fortunately, it's going to be river crossing. And these are Primarian troops, mostly. So I think this is rather good chance. Of course, 2 armored bodyguards with faction leader and faction heir. That's not going to make it easy. But,
The enemy
well,
are here.
we have to give it a try. This is where they will come. Where is Rome, actually? It's over there. So I think they both armies need to cross the river.
Iberian Infantry!
We just have to hope that the onagers are not firing too eagerly.
The enemy have brought up more men! Send them to the afterlife!
Units! March! Units! Units! All units! Units! General! Move up! March!
Okay, and the additional crossing is over there. So
Awaiting your command!
and they are coming. Oh,
Hurry! Hurry!
that's bad. That's really bad.
Quickly! Quickly!
I think we need to wait for a bit more of them to come across. Hold. And I was for a moment scared that the stone will hit the general. Okay, it's time to collapse on them. good.
The enemy general
And they are
was a
starting to
fool.
break.
He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
And let's deal with those onagers before the next army reaches us. Could we actually lure them on the other side of the river? Perhaps we can. Yeah, good. And you guys... Okay, apparently not. So, let's form up for the next army, and then you can get a bit of a rest.
Enemy cowards, run! Drive them from the
Could we
battlefield!
get this bodyguard to come to fight a bit too early?
Destroy them!
Okay, there they come. Let's get across.
Iberian Infantry!
And to be honest, I'm not sure if we want to all of them to get across, but I guess that's going to happen in any case. So, yeah. Okay, let's see how we are doing. Distraught. Okay. Still eager. 60 of them remaining, 85. Steady. I'm a bit worried about this flank over here.
By the gods, the enemy general was a fool! He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
Okay, first one running. I think we have this one. Triarii are being surrounded. On the other hand, we are being pounded on this flank. Still eager, most of you guys. And, okay, that rear charge did do something. And now we just have to mop them up. Especially making sure that the enemy general dies is important. Okay. And that should actually do it. So we should have Rome. Well, the casualties were actually quite high, but nice victory nonetheless, and Rome is not ours. How come? Okay, some slingers, and they have only one battering ram. So in any case, they will take quite heavy casualties from the towers, and I think we will camp on the city center, so we are not risking anything, and I think we should be able to beat them rather nicely, and so we don't even need reinforcements to relieve the city. That's at the very least the plan. But let's see. Planning is always useful, but plans tend to get disrupted when the action begins. That has been put to the mouth of Eisenhower, perhaps even... Was it von Clausewitz? Or perhaps some even earlier author. Yeah. So now we can retrain those, and we can train some additional troops. And we have an army. What's army? Oh, that's the... Okay, we have a new general in Cordoba, rather good one. I think you can go to Syracuse.
Forward! Out of moves, great lord! Ready to sail! Ready to sail! Yes, mighty lord! Aye, great lord! Aye, my lord! No more moves, sire! Ready to sail! Yes, mighty lord!
Okay, there is
my
that.
lord. No more moves,
Numidian Navy. Oh, they have new family member.
sire!
But I think we should be able to
Engage the enemy!
take the settlements even with auto-resolve.
Victory!
And that's it for Rome. Unfortunately, no even armorer. So let's see what we can combine. I think the
Mighty general,
Scipii
sire,
might want to take the settlement. At least give it a try. And perhaps we should... Yeah.
my liege. Orders?
Assassin ready. Death approaches. Aye, great lord. Ships ready. Ships ready. Attack!
Okay, that's quite a strong navy.
Sire, march.
Ready to sail. Yes, mighty lord.
And this
Yes,
is a
mighty
general
lord.
I don't
Aye,
actually
great
want to
lord.
lose.
Set sail! No more moves, sire! Aye, great lord! Set sail! No more moves, sire!
Perhaps to take the southern Italy we just need more troops.
Orders? Forward!
And what's the issue with you guys over here? Guess we need to send reinforcements.
My liege. Forward! Moves depleted, mighty lord.
Okay, so at least some of the
Moving to position.
Britons are moving out.
Moves depleted, sir.
My liege.
Orders?
And let's get this spy back into position. And we can begin the siege of Londinium.
Prepare for battle.
And the settlement should be relatively easy to take.
Under siege, sir. Aye, great lord.
Naapumaassuus. I would really like to have a bit better roads in the islands over here. And perhaps some extra trade wouldn't hurt either.
Ships ready.
Oh, and the Brutii are coming rather soon.
Ships ready. Yes, mighty lord.
Let's
No
get some
more
reinforcements
moves,
from
sire.
Lilybium
Ready to sail.
to Carthage.
Sail.
I think the city is at the moment in such a condition that we should try to keep it. And about Mediolanum. Okay, it's rather full. So I think some extra troops must be trained before we will move against it. Captain Numerius, Captain Nero. Yeah, I think we'll just pull back.
Out of moves, great lord.
Okay, it seems we are not pulling back anymore. Let's see how heavy casualties we will suffer. Hopefully we will have high ground advantage.
Today.
But, alas, no. Okay, we need to make sure that our captain doesn't get killed. Then we need you guys to sacrifice yourselves. And then we will make the infantry line over here. So you will go over there to eat all of the pillar they are willing to throw. You're not willing to throw any pillar at us. Okay, so that basically means that I guess that's quite an insult. They don't even notice these troops over here. Well, in that case, we will just try to smash in. Okay, let's begin with the easiest one. If we could break this early legionary cohort. We are even dealing some damage to the Urban. But, okay, that's breaking. Good. Well, at the very least, not a free victory for the Romans, but this is just horrible. I mean, our flanking force is being driven back. Perhaps it's time to have the general joining the battle as well. We have brought them to half strength. They have suffered more losses than we. So perhaps... okay. Yeah. So, just all of you break
Your general is fleeing
quickly.
from the enemy. This is a shameful thing for your whole army.
Agreed.
The enemy.
Yeah. I guess this is what one gets from playing with Iberian Infantry only.
Great lord.
Is that the remains of the army? No, I don't want to play this battle. No, 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 no.
To the hills!
And Rome is besieged.
Roll for your lives! No more move!
Okay, now Pomasius is doing okay-ish. Ariminum. Good. A bit better roads would be appreciated. Inji seems to be doing okay. I think with those walls we should be able to keep Rome. And of course the good thing is that at the same time we can weaken the Scipii strength, and now that these guys are here we can actually get going against Mediolanum a bit faster.
Ships
We
ready!
just need to get this general safely out of here.
Aye, my lord!
Okay,
Disembark!
well,
My
I
liege.
guess he just have to
Ships
withdraw.
ready! Yes, mighty lord! No more moves, sire! Aye, great lord!
Sire! March!
Set sail!
So Carthage is besieged once again. That shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Ready to sail! Attack!
That navy is down.
Hurry! Set sail!
And most of the enemy troops are actually pulling back from Tingi. Okay, that guy is becoming quite good.
Sire! Move out! Sire!
Onward! Ready to sail!
Oh, there is that
Prepare
last
to
remaining
engage!
Numidian navy.
We are supreme! Can't sail there, mighty lord! Set sail! No more moves, sire! Ships ready! Yes, mighty
And
lord!
still surviving.
Make ready for combat! We are supreme! Aye, great lord! Yes, mighty lord! Ready to sail! Set sail! No more moves, sire!
And now...
Onward! Out of moves, great lord.
Okay,
Assassin ready!
so...
Death stalks him!
guess some extra practice wouldn't go amiss.
Moves depleted, sir!
Let's take Londinium.
Engage the enemy! Glorious victory! Settlement captured!
Oh. Maintaining public order here
Orders?
might be an issue.
Mighty general.
Well, let's see.
Ready to sail! Assassin ready. He shall be extinguished. He shall be extinguished. Death stalks him. He's a dead man.
Okay, so much for that assassin. I think we should begin to train some new ones rather soon. I think Caralis will hold. We want to take
Ready to
Thapsus,
sail!
and rather soon.
Set sail! No more moves, sire! Ships ready! Aye, my lord! No more moves, sire! Aye, great lord! Yes, mighty lord! No more moves, sire!
And once we get enough troops, I think we will march towards Cirta and try to make
Ready
sure
to
that
sail!
Numidians are no longer an issue to us. And I think next turn we can begin a march against Mediolanum. And you just... Well, we could try to inflict some casualties, but perhaps it's better to... Actually, he's faction heir. So if the terrain is favorable, I think we could do quite some damage. At least to the initial enemy, okay? The terrain is not favorable, but we will try to do
Enemy
that
have
damage
proved
in
their
any
cowardice.
case.
They have reinforcements, as if numbers mattered.
So, frontal charge against Urban Cohort. What could go wrong?
Units, march!
Stand your ground!
Run! Forward! Units, forward!
Okay, they are chasing.
Come back, cowards! Quickly! Quickly! Move out! Units, move out! Move out! Fight them out! Units, come back, cowards! With all haste! Forward! March! Forward!
And the reason I'm using this rallying horn is that the general will be blowing it and staying in the back, so our risk of losing him will be minimized.
With all haste!
perhaps one more charge. I think we can actually break the... or wipe out the Urban Cohort over here. And then perhaps even make a charge against... okay. They kind of are not in the mood of being wiped out. Okay, so perhaps we might even have a chance of beating them. We are tired, but we should have a chance to rest. And they are at least winded. Time to go. Well, actually, this is beginning to look like rather reasonable.
The enemy general flees like... Enemy cowards run! Drive them from the battlefield!
So could we still beat that early legionary cohort? Let's see. Okay, only warmed up. But then again, their armor is quite a bit weaker than that of Legionary Cohort or Urban Cohort. So actually I think we might have this one. So let's get quite far ahead so we can rest a bit and then do a charge and then get to the other side of the enemy. So hopefully no more than winded when we need to go. And still only warmed up. That was quite a charge. Even if I say so myself. And now they are beginning to run as well. Okay, I remained a bit too long over here. And what's most important, well, not most important, the most important thing is that our general is surviving. Another important thing is that when we win the battle, we actually recover some of our casualties. So, yeah, 6 were recovered, and most important, well, not most importantly once again, but we did take down 1 legionary cohort, 1 urban cohort, and some more besides. And I think this might actually be the time to pull back.
Out of moves, great lord.
That's a bit annoying. In Lilibium, let's get him to Messana.
Move out.
And perhaps Cordoba finally could settle. Well, there is actually no sign of that. So let's see about Londinium. Okay. This is not good at all. And we cannot even train the troops we want. But perhaps just slightly we might be able to hold it.
I kill to please you.
And in Alisa we will continue to train some assassins and spy. Well, assassins it is. And that Breton army is coming a bit too close, so perhaps in Alisa we should be actually training some Iberian infantries too.
My liege, mighty general. Forward! No more moves, sire.
So 2 command stars, 2 I think 31. That's going to be our general leading the attack against the Gauls.
My liege, mighty general.
And we need our most elite troops.
Onward! No more moves, sire.
Orders. Move out. Combining troops. Out of moves, great lord.
Mighty general. Mighty general. Orders? Onward! Sire!
My liege.
Orders? My liege.
Ready to sail. Prepare to engage.
Okay, we got rid of that at least.
Supreme.
Or at last. And Wiseman Churchen. Perhaps after a couple of turns we have enough troops to begin our march. And Scalabis. I don't really like that too much over there. And let's have a turn. So it seems we are once again defending Carthage. And they do have once again 1 battering ram. Actually, I'm liking that the Numidians are besieging us more than that the Brutii would come to besiege us. And the same tactics as before. Let's actually... Well, actually, I kind of would like to hope that the ram will burn. At the same time, or rather not burn, so then we could deal with this whole army. At the same time, if it does burn, it's more likely that the Numidians will be besieging us instead of the Brutii. So, kind of win-win or lose-lose situation in any case. But yeah, fair enough. We get 1 additional Eastern Infantry, or rather Iberian Infantry.
Our ships are under attack.
And...
Our ships are under attack. Disengage. No more moves, sire.
okay, so Caralis is ready for trade, which will be quite significant, I think. Yeah, that's a nice boost.
Mighty general. Mighty general. Orders. Orders.
And I think we want to actually
general.
bring
My liege.
these guys to
Aye,
Carthage.
my lord.
All ashore! Mighty general! March!
Ships ready. Yes, mighty lord. Ships ready. Ready to sail.
Are you guys going to attack? Perhaps rather soon.
My liege!
Mighty general.
Okay,
Orders!
so I think we want to combine the troops on this side.
Orders. Forward.
My liege! Attack!
And what do they have over there? I think we have a spy.
My ears
Yeah, you go to check what they do have.
unheard. Moves depleted, great lord.
Okay, at least also some weaker units. Samaro Priva is besieged, that's an issue.
Shall die this day by your will. Out of moves, sir.
And it might actually be that we will lose it.
None shall see me.
On the other hand, it's easier to take back those regions, and you guys actually get to Alisa for retraining. And Londinium seems to be doing okay for the moment.
Orders. 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 My liege.
We just need to get public executions going, and we are doing fine. What's most important here is that we don't accidentally lose Alicia. So thus we need to train more troops. And here as well to be sent northwards. In Trier, yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Ready to sail.
And we do have this general over here. We want to actually put him to good use.
Disembark. Yes, mighty lord. No more moves, sire.
Orders!
Sire.
So do we have enough that we could risk it against Curta? Perhaps we do.
Ships ready.
So, actually, we don't want to leave this guy in charge of Cordoba.
Orders!
Ships ready. Yes, mighty lord.
Sire! Forward!
And apparently not this one either.
Aye, my lord.
Orders! March! Moves depleted, mighty lord. Mighty general!
Sire.
Sire!
Orders.
Onward! Merging armies! No more moves, sire. My liege! Orders!
And
Orders!
what I would give
March!
Mighty general.
for some mercenaries. Well, once we get that guy to the settlement, I think we can move some more Iberian infantries out of it. And after a couple of turns, I think we can move northwards from Londinium. And then we need to figure out what to do with this area over here. I think actually holding Rome would be quite enough for us. At the same time, if we could secure southern Italy, things would be quite a bit easier. And in Carthage, well, let's retrain or refit those ships as well. We are training troops over here, so we can once again try to take Croton, but let's see
Ships ready.
if we can manage.
Ships ready. Ready to sail.
So, let's hope... Oh, Ariminum is besieged as well. And I guess this is actually the final battle of this episode, and we need to try to conserve our troops. It's more than probable that the Scipii are actually bringing in total 3 to 4 armies to take the settlement. So that's really going to be an issue. But yeah, the tactics will remain the same as before, or in defense of Carthage. We will just camp in the middle and let the Romans waste their strength against the walls. And I'm actually happy that we don't have those epic stone walls, or yeah, epic stone walls, because of those ballista shots actually deal less damage, in my experience, than the four-slotted arrow towers.
The enemy have brought up their siege towers. Make ready to repel them, or all hope is doomed.
Are we feeling a bit... what's the word? Well, depressed? That's not the word. Well, in any case. So the Triarii over here are taking some casualties. Okay, so the gateway will be lost rather soon. I hope that both of these units will actually move to the gateway instead of trying to take the tower over there.
The walls belong to the enemy.
So they are
Look
coming
now
in,
to brave men as the last
and they
line
need
of
to
defense.
go at least a bit underneath towers in order to get to the city center. Hopefully not all of them are coming this way, because we do have only one tower firing at them then, and that could be a bit rough situation. Oh, they're bringing war pigs here as well. And now that the walls are being breached, most of the enemies will actually, or probably, get in from these two breaches in the next sieges, which I think are rather probable to come. So that, at the very least, should help us there. So we should have all the towers that are available for us. And here, it's actually good that these guys managed to get the tower, or rather the battering ram, in place. 12%. That's not quite enough. I think we would need at least 1/3 of them down, and the troops rather exhausted before they get to the city center, for me to be confident for our victory, but let's see. It seems the one guard has arrived. Okay, it's about to be 1/3. Last 30. I guess we will just try to take them out before more of the troops. Okay, good. And they will be easier prey next time because, well, they will get exhausted from all that running. Okay, let's actually try to push so that we could break most of the enemy army over there. You three will face that unit of Triarii getting in here. Okay, war dogs.
This general is the perfect enemy. He does not stand, but runs away. Is there any point in killing him? By the gods, the enemy general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
Oh, oh. Get away, get away. Well, that's nice. Iberian Infantry beating Rome's finest. Or Primarian Rome's finest. You don't see that every day. So, what do they still have? Some guys over there. Well, you get to see battle as well. They are exhausted, so perhaps we should be able to win. Yeah.
Enemy cowards run! Drive them from the battlefield!
And I guess that's one problem of Scipii armies less to worry about. Rather nice victory.
The enemy lie dead before.
And our general is gaining experience. We didn't suffer too many losses. I think we can afford rather well several battles like that one. Oh. And it seems they besieged. Carthage. The Brutiated, that is.
Mighty general, forward! Out of moves, great lord.
Well, that's a lot of these guys. I think we will just begin to gather troops then.
No more moves, sire. Orders?
Which is the best general? Okay, not you.
Sire!
That much is certain.
Mighty general, march!
What about you? Well, actually you. Our protective nanny. Okay.
Sire, onward! My liege, sire! Sire, my liege.
And in Rome we most definitely need to... Well, actually I don't want to repair the wall. I just want to make sure the troops are
Mighty general, sire, mighty general.
fit enough to repel
Sire,
another of those attacks.
sire. Sire! March!
I serve your will. Stealth
Oh.
my cloak.
Okay. Well,
Sire! Forward!
we will try to fight them and besiege them in any case. Londinium is beginning to find some peace and order.
To please you, he shall be extinguished.
Okay, good. Our next assassin generation is growing.
My liege. Onward.
What? Useless assessor, influence, flexible.
Mighty general. Onward. Onward. My liege. Move out.
So, okay, he's the better governor.
Onward.
I guess we will do it this way then.
Sire. Forward. Sire. March.
Ready to sail! Aye, great lord!
Orders. Orders. Onward. Joining the fleet. Sire.
Yes, mighty lord! Yes, mighty lord! No more moves, sire!
Sire. My liege.
How much do we
Aye,
have?
great lord!
Hopefully enough.
Ships ready! Aye, my lord! Ready to sail! Aye, my lord! Out of moves, sire!
We could of course bring some reinforcements from Palma. But yeah, interesting campaign. Really interesting one. How much the public order will decrease if we send this guy out? A bit, about 10%. But we are decreasing the population and we are getting that execution square in 2 turns. So I think in 2 turns we can move out.
Mighty general. My liege.
And yeah, I think that's actually everything for today. Let's actually put it over here so I remember to begin with the battle. So, thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. And if you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member. And very special thanks to existing channel members Napoleon Complex, Kosakusar, Mark Anthony. Your support is greatly treasured. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.